What's up, everybody? I am Chris Powell, and this is my lovely wife,
Heidi, Powell.
And what are we talking about today?
We are going to talk about protein. And actually, I'm sure Chris is going to take it away on this because he has so much to say about protein. I usually can't get him to stop talking about it. So.
Well, I am a little biased. I do love protein, and I hate to play favorites, but it probably is one of my favorites of all the macronutrients when it comes to protein and carbs and fats.
Hold on, you have a wristband that says, I love carbs, though.
I've been cheating on my
protein.
protein.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Look, I love all my macronutrients, but you know, protein is awesome because when it comes to the nutrients, it plays so many different roles. Now, let's break down protein. What is it? Protein is essentially the building blocks for the human body. Everything that you see on us, our skin, our hair, our nails, our muscles, they're all made of protein. And so and also keep in mind that your body is turning over proteins all day, every second of every day, we're turning over these proteins. So now, of course, with a lot of the diets out there today, protein seems to be a real power word. Everybody keeps talking about protein, especially with like a lot of these low-carb diets when they came into existence. Now, of course, we have a lot to say about that, but what are your thoughts on
It's okay. I told you would talk a lot.
Yeah, right. I'm just going in circles right here.
Just like if you're not keeping up with the science part of it, I know I lacked protein in my diet for a long time, and I had a really tough time building muscles. I was trying so hard to just like slim down, and not that I was needed to slim down, but I know that I couldn't build the muscle that I wanted, and therefore an extra layer of fat was living on my body. But I will say, once I started doing 5 meals a day, every 3 hours, and I included protein as my building block of every meal, I began to build the muscle that I always wanted. And everyone knows, maybe, but if you don't, muscle burns more fat than
fat.
Muscle burns
more calories than fat.
Yes.
Yeah, so muscle, it's the most active living tissue on the human body. And so the more muscle we have, well, the higher our metabolism. The higher our metabolism, the better primed we are to maximize our calorie burn every day. So it's easier to lose fat the more muscle that we have. So now,
there you go.
What does that have to do with protein? Well, of course, our muscles are made of protein, and so we need to ingest protein in order just to maintain the size and the shape of our muscles. So it's a great thing. But on top of that, protein also plays so many other incredible roles in our body. Like, well, it helps us stay full, right?
It does. It does. If you just do an experiment and try and eat a chicken breast for one meal, next meal try and eat just a banana or even 2 bananas, you're going to stay full a lot longer with that chicken breast than you will with the 2 bananas. Now, you don't want to normally do just 2 bananas alone. Always do the protein, but for the experiment, it's okay.
Absolutely, and the reason being is that protein takes a lot longer to break down in the body. The stomach, it really has to work on it before it pushes into the small intestine, so the body, it has to work on it. But on top of that, it actually brings up another really cool thing about protein is that it's the most thermogenic of all the macronutrients out there, and that means thermogenic means making heat. What does that have to do with anything? Well, making heat, that's our metabolism. We want thermogenic things. We want to eat thermogenic things. And so, believe it or not, it takes your body more calories to break down protein than it takes to break down carbohydrates, to break down fats. So it's fantastic. So here's a quick little rule of thumb for you. When you're eating any meal, always start with protein first. Because number one, it's going to help keep you fuller for a longer period of time. And so also chances are you're going to get that excellent protein that you need, and you're not going to overeat so much of the other stuff, right?
Yeah, and actually, he has done such a good job instilling that in our kids. Their rule at every meal, and they tell us over and over, is protein first, protein first. Like if one of our children sees the other one eating his potatoes, they actually tattle on each other and say, hey, mom said protein first, or dad said protein first. So yes,
well, it's great.
It's so important.
Yeah, and it teaches them, more than anything, it teaches them. It gives them that education that they need.
What about portion size? Like, should we give them a rule of thumb for portion size?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And because a lot of people ask, well, how much protein should I be eating? And you know, if you're sedentary, chances are you don't need much more than half your body weight in grams. But the more active you are, the more muscle you're breaking down, well, then the more protein you need to eat. And so it's actually a really easy rule of thumb to eat your body weight in grams of protein. That's how much you need, broken down into 5 meals. But
I like to make things easy. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. If it's the size of the palm of my hand, it's about my portion. I go with that. That is the same whether you're a woman or a man.
That's protein in a nutshell right there.
It is.